Hi, this is Maria from No Limits Endurance Coaching, and I'm here to talk about using a concentrated bottle on the bike. What's a concentrated bottle? Okay, good question. It's when you take a standard bike bottle, this one's 24 ounces, and you fill it full of enough calories to last you anywhere from, let's say, 2 to 3 hours worth of cycling, maybe 4 hours, depending upon how thick of a concentration you can tolerate per sip. Personally, I use a 3-hour concentrated bottle of calories that gets me about 300 calories per hour. For a half Ironman, I'll use one concentrated bottle. For a full Ironman, I'll use 2 times 3-hour concentrated bottles. When you are using a concentrated bottle, it's really important to make sure that each sip gives you a precise amount of calories. So how do you do this? Well, okay, good question. This is what we're here to talk about. This is a 24-ounce bottle. If I am going to make this last for 3 hours, I'm going to take a sip off of this every 20 minutes. You can do 15 minutes, you can do 30 minutes. It really is up to your preference and what works for you. I don't recommend going any further beyond 30 minutes because you're going to have to take really big sips in a chunk, which can make it harder to digest. It can also make it hard to get down in one setting. For me, the 20 minutes has worked. So how do I make sure that I'm adequately and precisely breaking up my hour's worth of calories based on sipping every 20 minutes? Here's what we do. So I've got a standard measuring cup here that allows me to measure out sips. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to just use a glass of water, but you can certainly pour your water into the measuring cup directly from the sink, from the tap. That's fine. Okay, so I know that this is 24 ounces, and I know that I'm going to take a sip every 20 minutes. That means that I'm going to have anywhere from 8 to 9 sips in 3 hours. I use 8 sips, which means that I will finish this bottle at 2 hours and 40 minutes, and then I will start a new bottle at 3 hours. So if I take 8 sips out of a 24-ounce bottle, that means that each sip needs to be 3 ounces. So I take my measuring cup, I pour in 3 ounces worth of water. Then I take that 3 ounces and I pour it into my water bottle. And because I've used a transparent water bottle, I can see the water line. So I take a Sharpie and I take that Sharpie and draw it around the water line. You can see that, right? So I am drawing around where I see the water line. Then after I finish that line, I pour another 3 ounces in. And I'm doing this quickly now for demonstration's sake, but when you're home doing this and creating a bottle, you want to make sure that you're taking the time. The measuring cup is level. Then I pour in the other 3 ounces. I draw another line around, and then I go all the way up to the top. Then, when I practice in training, I check to make sure when I take that first sip, it comes, eventually you'll have the lines that go all the way up to the top as you keep pouring in 3 ounces of water at a time. Again, that's for 20 minutes to get you your last sip at 2 hours and 40 minutes into the bike. So I will make sure that when I take that first sip, I get down to that line, the next sip down to the next line, and so on and so forth. I hope that this makes sense, and I hope that if you're using concentrated bottles for calories, that you're making certain that your sips are precise in terms of the amount of calories you need every 20 minutes, every 15, every 30, whatever it is you're doing, so that you get enough calories per hour in an even, steady state, and so that you're properly fueling yourself throughout your bike ride. It's also important when you're using a concentrated bottle to not count the hydration that makes the powder fluid as part of your overall hydration. This is because the calories in here that you're ingesting will require additional hydration in order to digest. So you shouldn't be counting the fluid intake of your Infinit, your Perpetuum, your Carbo Pro, or whatever it is you're using for a concentrated bottle, whatever product you're using for a concentrated bottle, to count as your overall hydration intake. You still need to take in fluids without calories in order to ensure that the calories are digested properly. Otherwise, your gut can get overly concentrated, and when your gut gets overly concentrated, you get bloated, you get sick, you have GI distress. So that's it. That's how to make a concentrated bottle, making sure that you're also hydrating properly when you're using concentrated bottles. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I can be reached at maria@nolimitendurance.com. Thanks for watching.